Today, the supreme leader of Iran, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, called for the death sentence to be issued to current Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his accomplices. According to Khamenei, the death sentence should be issued to Netanyahu and company instead of arrest warrants. In response to the ICC arrest warrants for Netanyahu and his former defense minister, Yoav Gallant, the Ayatollah said they issued an arrest warrant. That's not enough. A death sentence must be issued for these criminal leaders. The ICC judges issued the warrants charging Netanyahu with war crimes and crimes against humanity, including using starvation as a weapon and, of course, deliberately targeting defenseless civilians, most of whom have been women and children. We know that Canada, Ireland, Italy, France, the Netherlands, Belgium, Austria, they've all said that they would comply with the ICC and that they would arrest Benjamin Netanyahu should he set foot in their country, as will most European countries, along with Arab nations. Now, Germany and the UK have been non-committal, let's just say. They didn't say they wouldn't do it, but they damn sure didn't say that they would. And of course, the US, the number one cheerleader for Israel, says that while they support ICC arrest warrants for Vladimir Putin, president of Russia, they reject them for Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel. So we have here a very interesting situation. Iran is calling for the death of Netanyahu, not the arrest of Netanyahu. Now, I have thoughts. First thought, I don't agree. I think Benjamin Netanyahu must be arrested, not killed. I believe that the International Criminal Court represents an opportunity, and the International Court of Justice, the ICJ, but certainly in this case, the ICC, which is about war crimes, I believe that the ICC represents an opportunity to impose order and justice in the globe in ways that don't just advance the interests of powerful Western nations, but also keep everybody in check. In other words, the ICC can't continue to be the ACC, the African Criminal Court. You can't just lock up a bunch of African leaders. You just can't go looking through Latin America for smoke. You got to be able to say, hey, Putin, we see you. Hey, Netanyahu, we see you. Hey, Biden, we see you. Now, international law and international courts are only as good as the global community's commitment to enforcing their rules. In other words, if y'all not going to lock Netanyahu up when he shows up to your country, then none of this shit matters. It's all just smoke and mirrors. It's all just a game. So it's important to hear the backing of the international community saying, hey, we're going to enforce this. Now, we know that just means Netanyahu ain't going nowhere except the United States. But, and maybe Germany, maybe the UK. But we need to have an enforceable and replicable model. And killing leaders who we disagree with, even those who we consider war criminals, is not a good model. I don't believe that it's ethical. I don't believe that the United States, nor Iran, nor Israel, nor the UK, nor Germany, whoever has the moral authority to go around executing leaders. I don't think that it sets a good precedent, and I don't think that it's healthy. And in the particular case of Israel, in addition to it just being flat out wrong to do, I think that it would only make Israel look like a victim, and it'll make Netanyahu into a martyr, and it would give Israel license to buck international order and law even more so than it already has and already does. So I'm not convinced that that's the issue here. I don't think that it's ethically okay, and I don't think that it's strategically okay. Now, if you're bombing sites and someone happens to be there, that's different, right? If you're a combatant doing combatant stuff, that's one thing. But just to execute sitting leaders of countries, that's what the United States has done for a long time. The United States has been behind lots of executions. We love a good proxy war. We love a good execution. We love a good behind the scenes coup. but we can be better than that. We need to be better than that. And so I can't advocate that. Aren't Gallant and Bibi part of the military? Saying that Gallant and Bibi are part of the military, it's a good question, Bullet. Is not the same if you're not, for example, I mean, even in international law, I mean, if you are not in uniform, if you're not in active engaged in combat, I can't say, well, you're a part of the military, you're on reserve duty, so I can just execute you randomly, right? It doesn't fit international law, but again, I'm saying that I don't think that I think about like the Kantian categorical imperative. I'm, I think about what it would mean for all interactions of the same sort, or all relationships, or all dynamics of the same sort, to be handled the same way. Like, what would it mean for nations to be able to issue death warrants against other people, the leaders of other nations? What does that look like? I think it's a bad idea. I think the best thing we could do, and again, if you're in a combatant space and combatant shit happens to you, I ain't mad at that. But I'm talking about countries issuing death warrants out for other nations. That's different. I just keep thinking, what if all relations were governed by these same principles? And I don't think that it will work out well. And honestly, my fear is not just about this case. It's about how many Latin American leaders, how many African leaders, how many Asian leaders are going to die if we follow this principle. Yeah, but I'd love to also, yeah, and also due process. I mean, I think Ozzy's dad is correct here. That's the name here. In due process, I think people should be accountable for. I didn't want Saddam Hussein to be executed. I didn't want Osama bin Laden to be executed. I want them to have trials. And Saddam had a trial, right? So, but I remember when people were saying, just go there and kill him. It's like, no, don't go there and kill him, right? You have an actual fair trial. Osama bin Laden, fair trial. I think that's okay.